There's a simple answer to summer boredom. It's called fishing. We at the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks are going to show you where to fish. We're even going to help teach you how to fish. Since 1989, the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks has been stocking fish in metropolitan areas with a human population over 40,000 throughout the state. It's all part of the urban fish stocking program. The counties served by the program are Atchison, Butler, Douglas, Finney, Johnson, Leavenworth, Lyon, Ottawa, Pottawatomie, Reno, Riley, Saline, Sedgwick, Shawnee, and Wyandotte. Currently, there are 80 lakes that receive fish stockings through the program. If you live in one of these counties, then some very good fishing is only a short trip away.
Yeah, I got a good one. Can I touch it? Hi, my name is Lindsay.
And I'm Alicia, and we love to fish.
We think everyone should know how to fish, so we, with a little help from our grandpa, are going to show you how to get started.
It used to be that only certain lucky farm kids had a place to fish, but that's not true anymore.
It's all part of the urban fish stocking program.
Lakes that are enrolled in the urban fish stocking program are stocked as frequently as every 2 weeks from April through September. Stockings can include channel catfish, hybrid sunfish, and wiper.
Let's say you want to catch a catfish. All you need is a simple rod and a reel, nothing fancy.
Catfish do get big, and we fish for them on the bottom where there can be lots of snags. So it's best to use at least 8-pound test line. We've got 10-pound test line on our reels.
You'll also need what is called terminal tackle. That's the stuff you put on the end of your line.
That tackle should include hooks, weights, snap swivels, and some bait.
You may also want some floats, which, if you're a real fisherman, you call these bobbers.
Now pay attention. We're going to show you how to rig up to catch a catfish. The first thing we are going to do is to thread the end of the line through a slip sinker.
We want just enough weight to help us cast. One about this size is about right. It weighs about 1/4 of an ounce.
Without this weight, we can't cast very far at all.
Next, you'll need to tie a snap swivel to the end of your line.
We are going to tie what is called an improved clinch knot. We want you to see this really well, so we're going to use really big string and a really big swivel. Pass 4 or 5 inches of the end of the line through the top round ring of the swivel. Now double back and make 5 or 6 turns around the line. Pass the end of the line through the first loop above the eye. By doing this, we've created a new loop. So now let's run the end of our line through this loop. Now grab the tip of your line with one hand so that the end can't slip backwards, and gradually pull the knot tight. Most hardcore fishermen spit on the knot before pulling it tight. This lubricates the monofilament line so that it is not damaged by friction as it is pulled tight. The snap swivel keeps the slip sinker on the line, but if the catfish grabs the bait, the line will slip through the sinker and not cause resistance.
Once you have the snap swivel tied on, you can open the bottom of the latch of the swivel and attach a snelled hook. The word snelled just means that the hook is already tied to a line that has a loop at the end. We just slip the loop into the open swivel and then close it.
The next step is to bait the hook. Good baits for catfish are grasshoppers, earthworms, store-bought stink baits, and shrimp.
If the lake you are fishing in has floating fish feeders, then try downwind of these catfish magnets. Cast your bait out and let the bait settle to the bottom. The line will go slack when the bait rests on the bottom. Then reel the slack out of your line. Prop your rod on a forked stick on a rock or put it in a pole holder. Keep your eye on the tip of the rod. When the tip moves, grab your rod and jerk up swiftly on the rod to set the hook in the fish's mouth. Keep your rod tip up and keep a tight line while fighting the fish so that he does not get away. It is important to set the drag on your reel correctly. If you are fishing for a big fish, a light drag allows the fish to take line when he makes a hard run.
Come on, Lindsay. Yes! Yeah. All right. While channel catfish are one of the most popular species of the urban areas, there are plenty of other opportunities to fish for sunfish, crappie, wipers, and even some bass. Fishing for sunfish, such as bluegill, is another great way for the new angler to get started. And sunfish are lots of fun.
These fish are active and can easily be caught with a simple worm fished under a bobber. You can even catch sunfish with a cane pole and some lightweight line. Today, we're going to set up a rod and reel with 6-pound test line to fish for bluegill.
Sunfish don't feed much on the bottom, and they spend most of their time close to the shore, so we won't need to cast too far.
For these reasons, we don't need the slip slinker that we used for the catfish.
Sunfish have small mouths, so we'll use smaller hooks. We'll tie a number 6 or number 8 hook directly to our line using the improved Clinch knot that we've already learned. You could also use a snelled hook. Once you have the hook tied on, place 2 small pieces of split shot weights about 2 inches above the hook, about here. Don't pinch them too tight, just enough to keep them in place. Now we can place a bobber about 12 inches above the hook and we're ready to bait up. Thread a small piece of worm onto the hook, making sure that the worm is securely on the hook. Try to place the worm so that no pieces are hanging off the hook. This will make sure that the fish ends up with the hook in its mouth and doesn't just nibble away at the parts hanging off. Sunfish can usually be found close to the shoreline in shallow water, especially around floating fishing piers and small brush piles. Place your hook in the water, letting the bobber float your worm at just the right height for the fish to notice. By adjusting the bobber up and down, you can offer your bait to the fish at different depths. Watch your bobber carefully. You might see it bounce a couple of times as the fish tastes the worm. Pull up on your pole to set the hook in the fish's mouth.
The urban fish stocking program makes it easy for anglers to get out on the water and have a productive trip without having to spend a lot of time driving. Fishing is a very relaxing activity and also provides families with the opportunity to spend time together while experiencing nature. Children learn several life lessons through fishing, including patience, perseverance, confidence, and how to have hope. You can't go fishing without having hope. By taking your children fishing, you give them a fun, healthy, and relaxing activity that they can do for the rest of their lives. Best of all, with the TV, cell phones, and computers turned off, you'll get to do what really matters: bond with your family. Resident anglers between 16 and 65 years of age are required to have a fishing license while fishing waters enrolled in the Urban Fish Stocking Program. Non-resident anglers 16 years and older must also have a fishing license. Check the fishing regulations and posted signs for fish harvest regulations for the body of water you are fishing. Daily creel limit and length limit regulations can vary from lake to lake. Now that you know about it, take advantage of the Urban Fish Stocking Program. You'll be glad you did.